come back. You need to come back to the fold, and you need to come back and look at the charts that you've hopefully marked up for yourself. All right, let me start this intro. Good morning. It's welcome to weekly meeting, October 14th. So let's kind of recap from where we were or what we talked about 2 weeks ago, right? Let's look at the monthly candle for GA. I'm just going to trash all these markings because when we came into the month, this is exactly what we saw, right? And what we said was we can fib this candle. We wanted to see a pullback. We wanted price to pull back to the discounted area. Just mark my 78 and my discounted area. On a larger time frame, which was the 6 month, what I want to see, price shot up. I want to see price pull back and retrace this candle as well. We got to go from the bottom up. Here's my discounted area, my 78. Let me kill this. As we can see, price pushed up first, right? So we weren't interested in trading it back down until it shows us that that it's ready to go down. We also can look at the quarter candle. I think that's Leandra's favorite candle. So the quarter was over. The quarter ended with a gravestone doji, which in many times means that this is the move has been exhausted. If you look over here, we ran into this order block here, so we expect price now to pull back. Where is it going to pull back to? This is a great place. If I fib this move right here, from here to here, all these markings are going to line up. So this is what we were looking at coming in to the month, right? Or the move that we wanted to see was a push up. This would have gave us, if it goes to the 61, it'd give us about 444 pips. If it goes all the way to the 78, it's 589 pips. We all agreed that that was a pretty good pip payday. If we look at the 4-hour, we see that price has come down. It's kind of flattened out. Maybe all we need to see is a break of this high. We need to see a pullback, and then we want to see it go off to the races. Okay, when we broke the moving average, we got the pullback. Maybe it didn't pull back all the way down here, but if you trade the way we trade, this candle, this break of structure above this area, this pullback, you could have entered this trade. And the trade is pushing to the area that we've designated as our golden zone, right? And now we find ourselves in our golden zone. It hit the 50, right? It hit the 50. If it rejects from here, you'll need to break structure, pull back, and shoot down. However, I'm sure it will close this imbalance at least, right? I'm sure we'll get at least to the 61.8. If you also look up here near the 78, there is an order block right at the 78 that proved to be a pretty good zone. All I'm saying is, regardless of the way that you feel about it, if we go to the weekly, you can see the imbalance on the weekly. This was right above your 68, right? There's a weekly order block that covers this entire area. There's a very good chance that price is going to go up and interact with this zone, right? If you haven't traded this up, or if you're not in the trade, maybe you don't want to participate. You know, all of that is on you. But if you trade the concept of pushing down, breaking this low, coming back to the imbalance that broke this low, then this trade is still perfect. It's still a perfect setup, and it's conceptually sound. Much in that same way, we broke this low, we have the imbalance, we trade back up into that imbalance, and we take the trade to the south side, right? And we already have our zones marked up for the trade to the south side. The 78 coincides with the imbalance down here. Now that's the trade breakdown on these very high time frames. Obviously, if you're trading, you can take trades right on the lower time frames, and we've been trading this up on the lower time frame. It's still in the framework of a higher time frame sell. Anybody have any questions? If you look at the GN trade, it's set up the exact same way. Everybody's tracking.
Can we do the GN? Because that's what I treated.
Okay. Can you share your screen so we can mark it up on your chart instead of mine?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Mm-hmm. Can you see my screen?
Unfortunately, we can see it.
Oh, okay. So this is GN. This is where I entered.
No, we don't want to talk like that.
Oh, okay.
I want you to show me where you got your markings. Go to the monthly.
I don't even think I set up. Oh yeah, I did because I have it right
Okay,
there.
fib that red candle, please.
Should I delete everything I have?
No, I don't want you to delete. I just want you to fib the red candle so I can make sure your 50% mark is accurate.
Am I in the right section?
No, you need to go two up two. We can delete fib. They line up. You didn't. Everything is good. Good. Okay, you can go back to the 4 hour. Okay, you say you enter where?
This line 2.0385.
Okay, so your how come your entry pool is not set up properly?
What do you mean?
So your long tool, the green box,
Mm-hmm.
that should
Oh,
be
I think this was from
okay. But what I'm
last
saying
time.
is you're a new trader, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to utilize these tools the way that they're meant to be used. So you have this where your entry was, and you have your stop loss set to where your stop loss was, then this will help you, uh, as you grow as a trader, because you'll see how good your entry is, and all that good stuff. So what you can do is right now just use your arrow key, your left arrow key, and move it over. Move that box. So just move your left arrow. Keep moving it. Keep moving it. Keep moving it. Okay, you enter maybe right here. All right, stop. Now, where is your take profit?
This one.
Why?
You said right at 400 pips.
I said that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I want you to think about this. You marked up this chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you mark that zone, that blue zone up for?
To count my pips.
No, no. The zone, the 61% sell mean.
Oh, the golden zone.
What does the golden zone mean?
Um, our entry for a sale.
Okay, it's listen, the golden zone is a discounted zone, right? So if you're trading these moves, go back to the monthly, please. If you're trading these moves, what you're saying is before the market continues to push lower, it needs to pull back to a discounted area. So your buy, you can probably expect it to go to that marked up area, right?
Yeah. How do I keep it from looking all smashed?
I think you're worried
Down
about it. You're
bottom, we got that
what'd you say, OG?
down the bottom. She needs to clear it. Yeah. See how? Yeah, that. Hit that recycle button.
This
Hit
one?
that half circle. Yeah.
Now you can reset it.
Or you can click the price on the side and double click the prices on the side. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I think, Fo, is that I would so if you're gonna take profit where you have your line,
Mm-hmm.
leave a runner because I would anticipate this price moving to at least that marked up zone. That makes sense?
Yeah.
You go back to the 4 hour. If you take profit right there, I would anticipate price still going to that zone. So I would leave a runner to go to that zone.
And it be something for people to understand that when you have a peak position, which means that your buy is below the equilibrium, right? You have a pretty much a catbird entry. So if this pulls back and it's still bullish, it's never going to come back to your entry.
Right.
Why would you close that? Right? It has to prove to you. Like when you have a position that low in structure, you have to really understand the value of that. You don't want to close it. Right? You have to let it run. Like close 90% of it or 95% of it and leave at least 5% or 1% running. That way you have profits going up into that level because your goal was to catch the sell. Now you're taking equity up into the sell. Now you can just catch the sell without a stop loss.
Exactly. So
And if you took all the lots, what if you took all the profit up there? And now you can trap all that.
but you have to believe in it before you do that.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in the concept, you'll never appreciate what you really have right now. So what do you expect to happen going into the week?
That is going to continue to buy.
Okay. Do you think it's going to pull back first?
Yeah, it's been doing that all week, but it hasn't
Well, hold
taken me
on,
out
hold
the
on,
trade.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Because you said it's been pulling back all week.
Well, yeah, like it'll pull
No,
back and continue to buy.
well, but I'm talking about a pullback of. I'm talking about a pullback that you can measure with a fib. Do you see how you just broke a high? Show me the high, the structure that it just broke.
This one,
Yes. So if you broke that high, isn't it possible that it can pull back before going higher?
yeah, that's what you guys said last week when I
Well,
entered my
wait,
second
wait.
entry.
Listen, listen to what I'm saying. It's not about what we say, right? And just because you anticipate something or you expect it doesn't mean it has to do it right there. But you have to have your eyes open to how the market moves, right? Like we can't make it pull back, but it can pull back, and the likelihood of it pulling back, is probably pretty good, especially if this week, um, and we talk about the power of three. If it's going to pull back before it goes up, this might go up for all week. So the first 2 days might be a sell event, and then it turns around and gives you that bullish order block. In the last 3 days, it might buy up the rest of the way. That's possible, but I don't know for sure. I can only speculate. If I was trading this, I would be aware of that, and I would fib. Why are you? You don't have to move this stuff.
That's my take profit. You just said, why is it down here?
Well, but fold. Okay, all right, that's cool. You can move it. But I want you to listen to what I'm saying to you, because these questions, um, or these types of situations are going to happen to you as a trader, and you're going to be the one who has to make these decisions, right? I am a swing trader. Some people are scalpers. Some people are intraday traders. So you're in profit. The name of the game is to make money, right?
Yeah.
So if this thing starts pulling back and you don't believe in what I'm saying or the way I trade, it's going to pull back. And guess what? That scary move is going to get too scary and you're going to close your trade out. And you're going to say, hey, man, I secured my profit. But if I just took the profit where I wanted to, I'd have had more, but Todd told me to hold it. And then this thing is going to pull back 70% and it's going to take off again. And what I would have done was just, when I would sell the pullback and then double my lot size on that second 70 position. Now I'm really in the trade going up, but you're not there yet as a trader. So all I'm trying to get you to understand is, as this thing pushes higher and it breaks highs, the thing to expect, or the thing to look for, is for a pullback. And when it pulls back, you can't get scared, right? Because that's just how the market moves. It's going to pull back. And once it pulls back to your area, like if you have this marked up, if you mark up on your fib, if you put a fib right now from those lows where your entry is, from the low down there, the swing low where your entry is, up to this high, if you throw a fib on it, go ahead and throw the fib on it so we can see. So if you mark your 60, your golden zone and your 78 from here, that's where I would look for a pullback to come to if it pulls back at this point. I guarantee you, on a lower time frame, this looks like a pullback. Hey, Fo, um,
Yes.
you make sure you watch your trading view tutorial on YouTube this week.
Okay.
Why he try to play you like that?
No, that I just say
I'm
it.
used to
We've all been there.
Don't worry.
So if
Being
you
nice right now, trust me.
listen, if you're on a lower time frame, that little red candle, that pullback right there, like if you drop to the 15-minute, that's going to be an impulse candle, the broke structure to the bottom side.
I don't even know if I can do 15 minutes. Yeah, this.
Squeeze it together though. Okay. So yeah, maybe you would have to drop a little bit lower. But you see how it was see how they broke structure going down? See how that price
Mhm.
broke structure and now it pulled back up. I would anticipate this selling.
So you're saying you could potentially pull back here and then keep going up?
Well, yeah. Do you see how how it broke structure coming down?
Here?
Well, go up a little bit. I mean, go over to that wick over there. You see the wick? Right, that one right there. Now, you see the lows, the 15-minute swing low that used to exist before that wick came down and broke it?
Mm-hmm.
Show me. To the left. Those
Uh,
right there. Yeah. Those that was your swing low before that down move happened that broke the swing low. That's a break of structure. Right? When that break of structure happens, see how price went right back up to fill the imbalance? You know what an imbalance is?
When one candle is either going up, buying or selling, and there's nothing to balance it out.
Well, no, you need to watch a video on imbalance. But you see that big red candle that came down? Long red candle.
This one?
Right. So the previous candle before it has a wick on it. And then the candle after it has a wick on it. Do they touch?
No.
That's an imbalance. So that gap right there is where you would have taken a short, right? You see how the price pulled right back up? It tapped into that order block and it started selling.
Mm-mm.
Okay, follow those green candles up. Boom. And now price starts selling, right?
Yeah.
So if you were trading on the lower time frame, this is exactly what you would have, that would have been your entry, right?
Yeah.
Once price
Now
traded back, yeah, and you would have been able to trade it back to that low. That's a good trade right there. It's probably a 1 to 3, 1 to 4. It went right back down to equal lows. Now price went back a little bit higher. And I think it's probably going to sell back down. What you want to see is either that swing high or the swing low get broken, right? You see that where your arrow is? I mean, where your arrow is now or your cursor is now, that's the swing low. And show me the swing high.
right here.
So the highest point. The highest.
Up here?
That's
Or
the
here?
highest point, folks. There you go. That's your swing high. And your new swing low is where we just talked about. So one of those is going to get broken. And I suspect that it will be the bottom one.
Okay.
Now, right now, I know you're a little confused and maybe you don't understand why, right? But it all starts with a theory. You have to have an idea of what you're looking for, right? If I'm looking for the pullback, then the market is either going to verify what I'm looking for or it's going to show me something different, right?
Yeah.
So if it breaks the low, then my suspicions is telling me, yeah, you're right, Todd. But I don't get in that trade until it pulls back because it's going to break the low and it's going to go somewhere, but it's going to pull back. and let me in the trade. The same way we just talked about how it broke that swing low and then pulled back to let you in the trade.
Mhm.
It's going to do the same thing.
I was gonna say it's funny because in the beginning, people are like, why, right? You find out that it doesn't matter why. What we do know is that it's going to happen. The high is going to get broken and the low is going to get broken. It just matters which one happens first. It's gonna happen. So that's all you need to know. There is no why. It just happens. So if you just take it as that and don't worry about the why, just trust that it will happen. When you're on top of it, you take advantage of it. And you know, when we were back looking at candles in the years before we were traders, now we're in the move. And it's hard to fall off of it. So this is real special, man.
And this is what I mean by, like, whenever I have a bias, hey man, this is what's going to happen this week. Whenever the structure breaks don't align with my bias, I do not click the buy or sell button, because obviously I had it wrong. You know, in these cases, the what we've discussed is actually playing out. So you're either in the trade, like you're still in this for a buy, you're in profit, correct?
Yes,
Do you still have two positions? You have one.
I have two.
So you just suffered the drawdown of that first one.
No,
Well,
I'm understanding.
okay. So last week, I'm understanding, because last week you had two positions.
Oh yeah, that is done with. Yeah,
Well, that how wait, what do you mean? What happened?
I don't know.
Well, what you mean? Oh,
I don't know.
did you
It
keep
went
the
left.
position, or did it delete itself?
It just kept coming down, and even in my, I guess, good position, it like
So did it
took
hit a
a
stop
turn. And
loss? Did you get stopped out? Is that what you're saying?
no, I took out. Like I stopped it.
But that's
I
what
closed my trade.
that's what I asked you. That's what I just
I
asked
didn't
you.
know what you was talking about.
Did you close it out? So you closed it out in profit, or did you close it out in a loss?
Yeah, like barely a profit, and then I got back in.
Okay. Yeah, I told you last week you probably need to close that trade out because you entered too high. You had one great entry and you had one bad entry.
Yeah, my great entry, that's the one I'm talking about, that I closed out with a little bit of profit because it kept coming down.
So you had okay, so you got a totally new entry.
Yes.
Okay. It looks like you got a good entry either way. So if this does pull back to the areas that you have marked up, you know you can add another entry.
Yes.
You're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are your questions?
I don't know, honestly.
What do you mean? You asked
Because
me to talk
I'd be
about thinking.
confused. Like I'm like watching ICT, and this man's trading on like a 5-minute chart, and I know
Okay.
everything is just repeating itself. But I'm still getting confused. Like the fact that we're about to pull back and then go back up. I'm not doubting it. I'm just like, okay, why are we going up to come back down to continue to go up? So
So how does okay
like
if
I'm listening to what you're
so
saying and
listen to what
I'm
I'm saying.
entering the trades, but I'm like not understanding it.
If a pullback is getting gas, is equivalent to getting gas, and
Mm-hmm.
then you take off and you go your direction, why do you have to stop and get gas? Or maybe you don't. Do you ever
Because you
stop
need
and get
more.
gas?
Of course.
So that's why you got to pull back.
Is it the same as liquidity that ICT is talking about?
Well, gas is liquidity too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the only way you're going to move is through liquidity. Every time it pulls back, it grabs liquidity. You see how it broke those lows?
Mm-hmm.
People, whoever had a bad entry, whoever bought right there, they just got liquidated.
Gotcha.
It's people who just like you aren't quite sure about the trade, or all they see is it going up, so they get in for the buy. There are positions and people who bought all along that trend line right there. See how price is moving up? It's
Yeah.
plenty of people who are in the trend line, and all they know is, hey man, this thing is going to go up 300 pips or 200 pips. They don't know where a great entry is, or they're not sure where a great entry is to keep them out of drawdown, because they're not there yet as a trader.
And
So
they're on the side of the road calling AAA because they didn't go. Yes.
they're gonna get sacrificed, and then we're gonna go higher. All of us
See,
go to the sacrificial part.
when we go get gas, we don't ask why. See, it's the same thing. You just have to. You just have to.
So if this low gets broken, then I want to enter a sell. Is that what you're telling?
Well, a more skilled trader would probably enter a sell. You might only be able to trade one direction. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you enter a sell there, where is your take profit going to be?
Ooh.
See,
A new
that's
low, possibly here.
I can't hear you.
I said a new low.
No, Fo. Where is the trade going?
Up.
No. If you enter a sell there, where is the trade going? Where are you anticipating it to go? You marked up two places on that chart.
The 50.
Yes. But this is why you should not take a sell right here, because I don't think you're ready to trade both ways like that. You have a good entry. So if I were you, I would just be patient. And once the trade came down there, then I would look to add another buy position.
Okay.
You understand why?
Because I can't trade both ways.
Well, you don't understand the concept of it yet. Because when I just asked you, where would you take profit? You said a new low. and you're laughing, but I'm very serious. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the same person that got mad at me for telling you not to go live. All I'm trying to say is, look, this is a process, and you're going to make a lot of money at some point. But until you understand it, there are a lot of pitfalls.
I'm mad I ain't live right now. I'll tell you that.
You say what?
Nothing.
Take your time. We don't have to rush into going live. There's a lot of ways to practice and things that mean something. Using a random demo is not, it's nothing with that, right? Do something that's going to have something on the line. Do the competitions, right? But understanding breaks of structure there's a frustration for us instructors because of the repetition. But we know we have to keep repeating it. So we just gonna have to keep repeating. We know that you don't know. So it's good to be in these conversations so you can understand break a structure, break a structure, all day, every day, break a structure, right? There's many structures that can be broken. There can be intermediate structures, small pictures, micro, macro, all kind of different structures down to the very minute doji can be broken, right? So you have to be able to see all of it. And then you have to do that for a year. That's why they say it takes 2 to 5 years to get profitable, because it's going to take that long for you to have enough candles under your belt to understand it. Even with golf, it takes 2 to 3 years to get good at anything. That college, 2 to 4 years. Your job, you're a professional after 2 to 4 years. But hopefully we can streamline this process for you guys, and I think it will work. I think we can get people up to speed in 45, 90 days. because this stuff is not rocket science. It's not, it's very, very consistent. We'll say that. If you don't mind, if we go right to that 1 hour chart right quick, there's something I really want you to understand about these breaks of structure. Now, are we on the 1 hour?
Yeah, it was a 4 hour, I think. We were on the 4 hour at first.
What was that structure? Oh, yeah. That's what we're looking at. Because you were saying, how do I know it's going to pull back after it broke the high? Okay, now look at the structure. Now, when it hit the bottom, right? Let's get down to the bottom. No, to the left. That bottom. Come on, right there to the left, right on the bottom, right there.
This
right?
or this?
Yeah, that. Okay, when we touch that bottom, we have to break the high that it came from, right? So go back to the high that it came from.
Right here?
Right there. Now you see to the right where it broke that?
Up here.
See? That's what broke it.
It would have.
Now, let's go back to the bottom again. Let's go back to the bottom again. Now from there, we know that we got to go up and break that high, right? So now let's go forward. Let's see the first high that it got to. Nothing. Let's see the second high that it got to. Nothing. And then a 3 candle push, 3 or 4 candle push. And where did that push end up? It ended up in the area that broke the highs. And then it automatically dropped down. That's healthy. Now let's do this again. We're at the bottom. We go up and we come back and do a 61.8 retracement. Right? We go up and we pull back. That's healthy. Then we go up again. Right? So let's follow this, right? We're going up and then we pull back. We pull back. Nope, you gotta do this chronologically, right? It pulled back, that's healthy. That's what it's supposed to do. Now from there, if that's the proper 61.8, then it needs to go and break the high. It tried to. Now it went up. It created an equal high, right? So now it went up and created that high, right? And then it wicked out to the high.
Go up to the high, bro.
Yeah, what are we doing? Follow it. Right, yeah. Now you see how equal that is to the left?
Got my glasses on, Jesus.
You see how equal that is to the left? As soon as the first candle wicked and then the second candle wicked, we're supposed to be breaking the high to the left. It didn't do it. So then after that, it pulls back. And then in a 3 candle impulse move, goes straight to the area that breaks the highs to the left. As soon as it did it, it pulled all the way back. Now, this is one schematic. This is a type of schematic that we pay attention to. This is the perfect schematic because it dropped you right into your buy position. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to break the highs to the left and drop you into the buy position, right? Now, the bottom, when it drops down, it could be an equal low or it can be a lower low. You have to let that show itself. So as these steps start showing themselves, okay, I need to break the high. Got it. It to come down to the low. Got it. Now what? Like it has to go in that order. It's not going to be that way all the time. That's just one schematic because this is a 100% pullback. You have a 78% pullback. You have a 61.8% pullback. You have a 100% pullback. You have like a 125% pullback, and that would be a breaker block. But we won't even get into that. But this little structure right here, this is how you prove to yourself because we're asking why. Why is it doing what? Why is this going bullish? Well, because it broke the intermediate highs and came down and dropped you into the buy position. And then it went up and broke a high again. All these green candles to go up and break what? The next high. What does it have to do? Pull back. Everything in this structure is healthy at this point. it is a buy until it proves otherwise. And what does it need to do? Break the lows. And what is it? The double bottom. It's going to be broken eventually, right? You have to know that. That's how you prove it to yourself. Is it doing what it's supposed to do? Do you even know what it's supposed to do? And there we go. And then you have to get it under your belt and go see it happen over and over and over again. You got us telling you, and we're going to keep telling you until you're able to regurgitate it. And then now you're saying it, and then you give it to someone else. As soon as it comes down and breaks those lows, it's going to pull back and give you a sell position. It don't matter where it's at. It's always going to give you an opportunity. What I love is when the candles just go streamline to a position and stop. As soon as it stops, you look to the left. What did it just do? Hey, now you tracking. Fib it up. Get to the next piece.
So you tracking?
Yeah. He basically just said everything that ICT talks about in episode 5. And that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, just keep watching
The 3
videos.
candle high.
And you know, I've never seen an ICT video. It's just that we're all talking about the same thing.
And if you look on this 4 hour, it gave you a 3 candle high after a pullback.
Yeah.
Just now. You see the 3 candle high before right where your cursor is?
Right here.
Yeah.
I was looking at this one.
Well,
And
I know, but you came from equal highs and you broke that high with a 3 candle push.
yeah.
So I would look for a pullback first, and then maybe it's going to impulse the rest of the week. But if that's what you're looking for, and here's the deal: if you would stay on one time,
What's wrong?
you can get the concept down on one time frame. All you're looking for is breaks of structures. So on this 4 hour time frame, you just broke a high. The first time you broke the high, it pulled back 100%. This time you break a high, you can look for it to pull back. It'll probably pull back either 61 or 78, and then it'll go higher, and you're looking for it to break the high again. So all we're looking for is breaks of structure. That's what tells us the direction of the market. When you get your break of structure, you get in on the pullback, right? You don't wait for it to break and then buy it at the top of the structure at the break. That's how you end up getting pulled back and blowing your account or getting, drawn out of the trade. So when you get your break, expect to see a pullback and expect it to go to the next high or wherever your target is. So in this case, you already have your target marked up on your chart. So you'll wait for a pullback, you'll hop in the trade. Now you have 2 positions in this trade going towards your target. And trading is basically that simple. The thing I think that complicates it is when we start switching time frames, because people fail to understand that a break of structure and a pullback happens on the 15-minute the same way it happens on this 4 hour. And it happens on the daily the same way it happens on the 4 hour. So you're going to get breaks and pullbacks on every one of those time frames. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when the market is moving. You're saying, man, why is it moving back and forth like that? Because every time frame is having a break and a pullback.
Gotcha.
All righty then. So what is your plan?
I gotta have a plan.
Well, yeah. This is when you get your plan on the weekend, because when the market starts moving on your chart, you need to have alerts set. Bam. When this happens, this is what I'm going to do. So if I'm trading this, I'm looking for the pullback that I just marked up. I'm putting alerts right there, right now. I'm not waiting until we get off the call. I'm right clicking and setting my alert, right?
Mhm.
But you need to have an understanding and say, hey, I'm looking for another entry when this thing pulls back, right? And as a beginner trader, you don't have to have the highest lot size, right? When it hits your
Yeah.
zone, you can have an entry. Maybe you're going to say I'm not going to play unless it hits the 61. So my entry would be at the 61. My stop loss would be just past the 78, right? And I would look for that trade to push higher. You got two positions. They're going to the same spot, but now you understand how I get my entries. I get my entries because it broke structure and it pulled back. That gives me a second entry. It might go up and break structure and pull back one more time. You might get 3 entries. But in this case, you're probably going to get 2 to your price, to your target zone. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So your plan should be, hey, I'm waiting on a pullback to this area, then I can get involved with a second entry. And once you get good at doing that, folks, I mean, you can make a killing just doing that. But once you get good at doing that, then you might be able to say, you know what, now I understand on this 4-hour time frame, I can drop down to the 15-minute time frame.
And the crazy thing, you about to do this right now. That's what's about to happen. You about to catch it. There's no way you can't catch this.
Right.
And you're gonna set the stop loss and all that, but if the move is correct, you don't even need a stop loss. You're already in profit. You're putting a profitable trade in a profitable position. You're already in equity. So you're just building on it. You're just putting the stop loss to be safe.
And that was the important thing about getting a good entry. So you good to go?
Mm-hmm. Thank
That's
you.
a 4-hour, probably even a daily entry. How long this move is going to take on the higher time frame.
Stop sharing.
All right. Who else has questions?
Can we go over EuroCat?
You're TT. You sharing your screen?
Mm-mm.
God,
Let
dog.
me see. Nice.
Are
My
you,
my screen got way too many things on it.
yeah, you better share your screen, homegirl.
How you do it? Mm.
Are you serious? How do you do it? I mean,
No, how you do this?
how you do it?
Okay, hold on. See, let me see. Let me see where we at.
Are you in Ohio, TT?
Yeah.
I gotta ask you.
What?
No, I mean, because you might be anywhere.
Oh, that's true.
What time frame were you on?
That was the daily.
To me, the daily tell you everything you need to know, bro. If you're using that ICT concept, you see where it broke that low, that swing low in the middle. That
Right here.
low right there. Where did it break the low? Does that candle have an imbalance?
Yeah, and
So
right here.
if you set your sell at that imbalance, you'd be way up. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I see that. That's nice. I was
Mm.
I wish I was looking at EuroCat this time, but
What? Man, we talked about EuroCat. Quit it, man.
no,
Quit it.
I thought I wish I would have looked. I wasn't looking
Oh,
at
oh,
EuroCat.
Jesus. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I like the I really like this. I really like this.
Hmm.
Uh, I just want to talk about how I like it. I ain't want nothing
So where's your okay going?
down.
Well, I mean, all right,
Okay.
smart.
Uh,
Hey, that's why
okay,
I know you
so
got beat as a kid. We got
I got what beat up.
beat as a kid.
Okay, so I like how it's giving us. I
TT, go.
like that.
Can you give us a real breakdown of it? Like since you saying you just like it, but why don't you just look at the monthly chart and break it down from there?
Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay. So,
People in the back really want to trade this.
huh?
Some people in the back really want to trade this.
Okay. Well, right here we have equal highs.
What about the wicks? Are they equal too?
These up top
Yeah.
equal enough. What you mean?
Equality. Okay, that's cool.
Equal enough. Then we have fell the swing lower right here.
You
And we
mean
have
better swing higher?
yeah, higher right there. No liquidity right there. This is the monthly, so this is a beautiful bearish candle. Uh we saw here that this candle here, the second candle here was our third candle leg. So we have our we have our 100% pullback. Then we have our tap in candle here because this candle didn't give us our tap in. So we wait for our tap in. We want to go to the 78%. If we fib it, that is close enough. This is our zone right in here.
Where's that going?
Uh, this is our tap in zone for the first entry if you wanted to do that. If you missed that entry, we have another entry here. We have our bearish candle here, and our tap in candle is actually here where price tapped into. That was October 2nd, where price tapped into and continued on down. Let's go down to the weekly. We continue to see price fail. This tap in here was our tap in area. So if we go, I'm gonna take these fibs off in a second. But if we look here, I might not have been the right one. Let me see something real quick. Don't mind me. Try to see something. Okay, no. Okay, so I'm gonna take off this fib here so we can see price. Okay, so we have our tap in, and this is liquidity here. And we expect price to tap in at least 50%, give us a bearish bullish variation. So this was this was a perfect week to tap into this sell and continue down. We have liquidity here. So we know that price wants to come break this area here for a beautiful push down with some free fall candles. We have imbalance here on the weekly. We have a lot of imbalance here. We have more imbalance than here. I'm gonna just put it down here. Okay. We have order block down here.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So I'm gonna go down to the daily.
Hey, can you go back, please?
Yeah. What you
Can,
need?
okay. You got a lot of filler words and stuff, but in a nutshell, if you look at this impulse move to the upside, PT, did we
Uh-huh.
break any highs?
This right here.
Okay. Did we break the high above that? Can you go put your cursor on the top of that?
This is an equal high.
I think it's a higher high. But even if you feel like it's an equal high, you broke that previous high, right?
This one. Yeah.
So if you fib the impulse move, from the bottom to the top, I think you get your pullback area a lot easier. The places that you marked up, one of them is that place right there is in your discounted zone. The bottom, the close of that first imbalance, I guess, is technically in your discounted zone, your 50%. So if I'm taking this sell, I'm targeting those areas. Now you can go to any lower time frame and find entries, but based on this weekly chart, the pullback needs to hit these areas. You can trade this thing back and forth to wherever you want to within that zone, but you just have to understand that the direction of the market is going to be pulling back to this area based on this higher time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And getting into the habit, for the people in the back, the new people, knowing how to pull the fib out and putting it where it goes and marking up those zones. That should be the first thing you do on the monthly chart, and then top down all the way down to where you want to make your discussion per se. Not for the advanced people. We do things however we want to do it, but for the people that aren't fully confident, like, you have to pull the fib out, mark up to 68, 61.8, mark up to 70, and then continue to do that. And then when you're showing people, do it that way. That way they know exactly what you're talking about. Everything else you can add to it, but do that basic thing first. And then everybody's on the same sheet of music.
Yes, sir. So that is what let's go down. Hone in a little bit.
You can see how difficult, difficult yet not difficult. It's an extension. It's an extended move, right? You need a pullback. You have to be really good to catch an entry here, because if you look at the bottom and the top and you look, it's right back in the middle. That's not where you want to be. You need to know how to get out of that, right? If you don't know how to get out of that, you know that you need a pullback. It needs to pull back somewhere, right? Now think about this. Is this done or is it going to keep going? That means it's still a continuated leg, right? Now it's kind of trying to go sideways. Now it's got to make a decision real quick. Is this going to leg all the way down or is it going to give you the pullback? It's going to do one or the other. You want the pullback because you want to go take the sell all the way down to support. So that's what you want to see. And as soon as it gets there, you play it. Cover the high, you good. Or it doesn't go up there. That means it's going to the low. Then that's where your buy should be. You shouldn't be buying from here. You buy from the bottom.
Yes. This is the 2 hour. You can see price starting to push up for a retracement.
Yeah, and where is it going to retrace to?
Well, we're expecting it to retrace somewhere within here.
Well, make the candles bigger. It's going to retrace to the imbalance. It broke that little low right there. It broke two of them, basically the wick low and that middle swing low. So look for it to pull back to wherever your imbalance is.
There's also a gap, I think, on the right up there somewhere.
Gappy Smurf. That if it pulled right back to that order block, that's great. You know, I'm sure if you drop down time frames, you're going to get more information. But this is a good trade. So I'll be participating in that EC trade this week.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. This is kind of like, and there's also where price broke this structure. So we're looking for it to trade back into this area here. This is liquidity on the 30-minute. And here. And it matches and lines up with our area in our order block for an optimal entry for a sell. So that is that. Let me see what this one is. 4380. All right, 4380. PP1. Okay. That's good. Anybody want to share their gold idea? Did y'all fall asleep?
You're on the silver chart. That's probably why everybody confused.
No, we're gonna do gold and silver and gold. We're gonna do both.
Okay.
Nah, it's really the same. Low key, low key. Dang.
I keep seeing that position. I don't know about y'all, but I keep seeing this position. It comes up like it wants to break that high, and it just falls right off the cliff.
Dang.
Even if it breaks the high, it's still got to pull back. That's what's so special about a move like this.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's interesting. It looked like you want to break this so bad.
I mean,
Is, is it a I mean, obviously you got a bullish OB this week, right?
Yes.
Just down then.
Huge.
There's a triple top. It's going down.
It already went there. This week it should pull back, and then I would look for it to go up and tear up that liquidity.
there are no quadruple tops. It don't happen.
You got that war with Israel. That we're gonna see how scared people get. The more people that get involved.
They said Iran has something to do with it.
Yeah, the axis of evil.
Mm.
Oh, y'all too young to remember the axis of evil.
No, what's that movie?
Oh no, never mind.
Whoops, just showed my age. What is it?
It's what one of your old presidents used to call Iran, North Korea, and Russia, I think.
Oh, what kind of liquidity is this? Sideways liquidity. What did Noir say?
Trend line.
Trend, yeah, trend line.
Did you say sideways?
Sometimes.
Oh my God. Oh, oh.
That would be called
Hey,
uh,
call it
top
what
to
you call it.
bottom.
As long as you recognize it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Just don't tell nobody else it's called sideways liquidity.
No, she good. You make $1 million, you can call it whatever you want. You call it sideways.
Hey, there you go. You girl
Thank
said sideways liquidity. Good. Oh my God.
Shoot. Yeah. I feel like it wants to break this first before coming
Yeah,
to,
hopefully it pulls back a little bit before it go up, huh?
well, if
Well,
it pulls back before it go up, then
it is
it will
pull
break.
back. So, wait. Let's talk, please. You're saying that this new candle is going to start and it's going to keep on pushing. Is that what you expect?
I think it could definitely give a wick push.
Well, yeah, I guess it can give a wick, but are you looking for the buy or the sell?
No, the sell.
Okay, so as long as you're not buying from this high right here,
Right
you'll
now.
probably be in decent.
No, don't buy high. Don't buy high. Don't
It's
sell.
excellent. It's excellent. That's the same position, Rose. That's the same look it had. She bought right there.
Who did?
And she knows now not to buy right there. Rose. When we talked about that position that got her in trouble,
Okay.
this is what the structure looked like. Yeah.
Rose, you wanna input?
I'm trying to
Not
get to my
Rose.
memory.
Not
I was
Rose.
like,
Rosa.
Not
oh,
Rosebud.
oh, okay. I was like, man, I'm losing it.
Oh,
Oh, you
how's
see,
that?
you know, Rosa, yeah, not you, Rosebud, because Rosa be trading. She, you know, she'll run that 10K up and run it back down.
Oh, that's the nice lady, right? That lady who's
Yeah,
trading
yeah,
really well.
she get on here. She'll run that position up.
Mm-hmm.
Said I got up to 10K and that thing went up. What?
Hey, yeah. Hey, that's why I said, Rosa, I know you single. She's like, yeah, hey, I know, because man,
You're out of order.
Man,
she be running it up.
that happened to me once, and I cried so hard for like 4 hours.
Did you cry real tears, TJ?
No, no, like I was live and I ran it up $9,000, and I was like, oh my God, my life is about to change. And then the market closed like violation on your account.
I feel you. This is Rose. Well, yeah, it's been happened to me so many times.
Look
Yeah,
at Rose. Tell her, Rose, hey,
Yeah,
you said it happened to you so many times.
yes. I thought I had it. I said, I'm about to be blow up. But then
Huh?
I get all back.
I was like, what am I gonna do first? What I gotta pay?
Yeah, hey, you got to have an off switch, y'all. Yeah, I mean, you got to, if you don't have an off switch, it's all for nothing.
I had TP set because that was when you kept yelling at us. Don't take it out. Just let it trade. Let it do it. What it do? And I was like, don't take it out. Don't take it out. Let it hit TP. As soon as market opened back up at 6 o'clock, it hit TP. My alerts went off. I was like, you lying. Like, you're lying. Like, not me getting a violation on the account because I got
How do
greedy.
you get a violation, but you hit
Because I
TP?
got greedy on
Oh,
the, I got greedy and I had 2 positions entered, one more. I would have been happy with 7K. And I just got greedy, like, let me just, like, no, don't, when you start to hear yourself say, let me just, it's time to shut it down. Don't do that.
greed is a monster, man.
Got my feelings hurt.
Oh yeah. It's being in profit and you didn't even lose the account. You lost it due to drawdown and you were in profit. That's the worst.
Yes.
That's a dagger to the heart.
Because you can just stop it and then trade tomorrow. Like you still have everything. You have all the parameters still set and everything. It's just some little mistake and then everything's gone. But that's why we have prop firms. So, you know, you don't have to do that with your money. Do it with their money. Take your time.
That was prop firm money. And the market closure swap got me good on the because my lot size was fine, but I just, that third position, I was like at max at my lot.
Yeah.
And that third lot put me over, but I knew the trade was gonna hit TP, but I was over at that point. And as soon as the market closed and the spread widened, that took me out the game. It wouldn't have took me out on a normal account had I,
Right.
but that drawdown was like, yeah.
And that's, the brokers are like sunblock for us traders. We can't sustain the full condition of the market. That's what swap is. When it does that, that's what the market's really doing. Like they're blocking us from that. Right. So I got ate up by swap too. Yeah. I remember when Aussie raised their interest rates. I had to buy. I would have still been in profit right now. It stopped me out right at swap.
Wow.
I missed a higher move. It's still bullish right now.
Dang. Aussie dollar. Exactly. Rosa, what you trading this week? What was that?
Oh, what was the question?
What you trading this week?
Oh, I'm in US 30. I'm trying to wait on that buy. I've been in it, but I'm in US 30. When that GBP got me, I just said I got out of it and left it alone and went back to US 30.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're buying.
Yeah, I'm buying. I hope it. I'm buying.
Girlfriend, I'm selling NASDAQ.
I'm biased for the sell on indices. If the dollar is raising, it's going as a $1.06. I'm biased
You
for the
can't use
sell.
don't use Black Bull. Go to Oanda, please, so you can see the real candles.
Yeah, or 8 cap, please.
Okay.
And this is why it's great to have the conversations. Like we have people here who master US 30. Like if you're trading US 30, you need to be with people who are trading it so your bias can be correct. You don't want to get stuck in your own thinking. You need to get some other perspective from people who have experience and they're successful. Right?
I think US 30 is gonna go up. I think it's gonna go to that fill that imbalance.
I was hoping it will, but on the higher time frames, it's and with the MAs as well.
Well, I'm with you, but what higher time frame? A month?
I was looking at the 14-day.
She was on the 14-day. Let me see the 14-day. 14.
Boom. Current encouragement. It's just the wick. I still feel like it could go up to that imbalance. I want it to. I do want it to buy. But
Well,
with that, with the CPI that just came out, and if the dollar is buying,
go to the weekly.
because that was like a swing low to me.
It's a bullish OB.
I know. But when I go down to the 4 hour, or to 4 hour, I think it's the 6 hour, 8 hour, 12 hour, bearish. I'll wait until Tuesday till that news comes out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go up. I think it's gonna go up to that zone right there. At the shoulder, at the right, at the left, the right.
34, 800. Is that 800? 34, 800.
34.6.
Probably 34.50 because that's a quarter level.
Yeah.
Yep. 34.5. That make perfect sense.
That has a imbalance right there, 34.5. See the imbalance?
Yeah, I know. I see it. I wanted to go up, but
I'm sure it's going up. Or that's why I anticipate. You got the double bottom right there. You go up, you break that high. It came back and filled the imbalance at the bottom, from the bottom, TT.
So yeah, that high has been broken where you just tapped.
Yeah, that high right there. That one just got broken.
Yeah, broken. And then see there, it filled that imbalance to the left. Filled the imbalance. Consequence encouragement to that wick.
So even if it pulls back a little bit before it goes up, I think it's going up.
Yeah.
Okay. That looks like a head and shoulders.
This is what we're supposed to be.
Wait, PT, just put that arrow the way you're just going to put it as well. Put that arrow.
Wait, what do you say?
That arrow that you just had.
Yeah.
The current high. Yeah, there you go. Shoulder, head. There's the shoulder. You can see on
now we have our pullback. It never broke above this. It's pulling back here. It's still on a pullback. But once it's done on a pullback, we'll wait for internal break back to the upside, and then we can add it out.
It's an internal break.
Huh? Oh, I'm learning new words. I thought you knew.
Yeah, that looks good, man. You get a double bottom there. I mean, you talk about a discount. That'd be insane discount.
Yeah, that's why I think price might come to that. I was hoping it will come to that bullish order block at 34, there's 33,200.
It's the same setup that we keep seeing. Everybody wants it to go down there and it takes off and then comes back and gets it later. Like we haven't had feet to the fire. We haven't had blood in the streets yet. We haven't had people complaining. We haven't seen that yet. So don't think it's rainbows and sunshine. We got some serious highs that have to be broken before we can truly say that this is bullish. So that means a revisit of the highs. That for gold, that can't happen. We're not going to get a quadruple top on gold. The fourth time, it's out of there.
So you don't think it's gonna, oh, so you think it's gonna break the high?
No, I'm just saying when it does, that's it. That's the beauty of support and resistance.
Yeah, that's why I see the price come. That's what I was hoping it was going to come to.
Yeah.
Last week, but it didn't. It just filled that imbalance.
That's GN right there all day. GN was bullish for months. It came back. Yeah.
And if you're sorry, TT, can you look at Nasdaq as well, please, and SPX, because they're
Yeah, but what you say you don't think price is going to come back down here before it continues up?
I was hoping it would last week, the end of last week. See how that price, but it just filled the imbalance. So I'm gonna wait because right now it's in the middle for me.
Right, it is in the middle.
Yeah, like OG would say, it's in the middle. So I'll wait until, because it's not giving me a discerned direction.
Right.
So
And the dollar is pulling back now. It's creating the momentum to the upside. Now, we wanted to see the dollar get back to resistance at 115. It came short on 107,500, right? It hasn't touched it. So this next week or two is going to be very important because it looks like the dollar's pivoting. If the dollar's pivoting, that means everything's going bullish, even if it's short term.
Yeah, but I think it'll be short term because it broke that high right there. That
right.
Not that high, the one low right there.
Lower.
To the left, right there, that high. Look at all that imbalance down there.
Yeah, it's going to be quick. It's
what
not
do you mean? You mean the sell's going to be quick?
I mean,
that is some imbalance.
Well, it needs to touch 107,500. That's what it needs to touch, right?
Yep.
It did on this chart.
If it doesn't touch 107,500, it's going back to 100 or like 102.5 at least.
Either way, you're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah. Because you think about natural breaker structure, when gold breaks 2,100, then it's got to come back and retest. And then you'll be able to catch your buy somewhere around 2050. Like, it's just natural. And we're following it. So moving forward, we're always going to be catching golds on the pullback. Once this really is bullish, we're going to catch every single pullback.
So you want the dollar to sell into a discount, then
oh well, I want to mention that 20 years ago it fell in January, and that's when we went to Iraq. So now this is coming somewhere towards the beginning of the next year. It's weird, but that's what's happening.
You trying to tell me that they going to Iran?
They going somewhere.
They going somewhere. Yeah, y'all have fun.
Everybody going. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of involvement.
What's 2023? So 20 years ago.
People die, and it's a big puppeteering show. Like, they're doing this to create momentum on the dollar, and they're sending people to die in the meantime. Like, it's ridiculous. Well,
Do you mean going to war? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah. Because see, when NATO gets involved, we're talking multiple countries now.
about?
So now world currency, everybody's going to have to put their money in so that they can finance their side of things.
Mm.
That's going to be an influx of dollars, which is going to crash the US dollar, the world currency. That's going to make the market go parabolic. And it
But
seems like they do it every 20 years.
we've also got 2 wars happening at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. More countries are getting involved, which have to spend because war is expensive.
Involved in what? Both wars or just one?
Any
just
war,
Okay.
but it's the one with the US is the most important because it's the US, it's the world currency. To be able to live this right now and know that that's what's happening, like, it's very nasty. The only place the dollar can go from here is down all the way to support, through support, because the dollar is going to die anyway. It's going back to become the value that it actually is, zero. That's where it's going.
And
It's
that's the
never,
time to buy a house.
that's when the break, you know, how I say this happens every 20 years. Yeah, it's still going to happen every 20 years, but the dollar's going to be gone at that point. It's going to be digital currency at this point. The dollar's about to die.
We'll see about the dollar dying.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
it'll,
not
at least
so-
it'll
oh,
go to its worth. I'll say it'll go to its worth.
I wonder who would have to be in power for them to take out the dollar.
Yeah, yeah. I remember what you said about that too. Yeah. There's no way to replace it because China's due to be the next world currency, but they can't because we have such a stronghold on it that no one can replace the person that has the most experience at being the world currency. Probably more to it than that, but in a nutshell, that's what it is.
Yeah,
They
I think
they
the main thing is we'll have the opportunity to trade it.
Yeah.
Whatever the move may be. And you know, for those of you who was trading gold the other day, you understand how the stupid it can really be. I think Elfie is rich. Elfie says she's starting her loan company. Elfie, didn't you make about $1 million?
I wish.
Elfie, you went from like
That's
a
interesting.
$40 account to like a crazy account.
No,
No. How much is your account worth? I'm asking for a friend.
well, I made some bad decisions
Hey man,
yesterday.
what is it with you and bad decisions? What do you mean you made bad decisions?
Well, I was gonna ask you this after the call, so
So you might as well spill the beans.
what?
You might as well spill the beans.
Not recorded.
Okay. Can I say something, Elfie?
You're gonna say it anyways. Go ahead.
No, I want to take this time to say this is what I mean when I try to tell people that in your phases, you know, like as you progress as a trader, there's going to come a point in time to where you can see the move, right? But you're going to make mistakes as you trade the move. It's all of that is natural and it's normal. But at some point, you got to get out of your own way. You know, when you trade. So when you see a move, or when you have a move going to a certain place, take your profit, right? Don't worry about trying to get all of the profit out of the market. Just take your profit, and you can restart your trading the next week. The account that you showed the other day, Elfie, where you had grown your account, you know, I think it was a pretty good amount from where it came from, where you started it from. Just take your profit, and then wait for the next move, because the market is a continually moving, breathing mechanism. There will be plenty of opportunities for us to make money, but if you never hit the take profit button, it's just going to be an endless cycle of you giving everything you made right back.
Yes. Agree.
All right, what is this? Nasty Nasdaq.
Mhm.
Did you trade this, or did who's on it? Is this TT?
All right, if you go on the weekly, TT, please.
Yeah, see, you see that?
Mhm.
Down.
It
And then
broke the
comes
low.
on.
It broke the low, and it was supposed to go automatically up there and break the high, and it wicked out. See,
Yeah, that looked like
that's
it's pushing down.
mhm.
It's in the middle again.
It went and collected the order. That candle should be bullish because it should be heading up to break all those highs, and it didn't. You see that? You see the wicks at the bottom? See how they broke that low? As soon as they broke the low, automatic, go break the high, and it didn't. That's a problem.
But you know what?
That-
I think it's because it's going to pull back, because it just broke the highs over there, double high. It just took the double high right above that. See that the high with the wicks? See
yeah,
those wicks? It broke that high. So
Yeah.
I would look for it to pull back, you know,
Mm.
to a discounted rate from there before it goes higher.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
30,000,
So I would
or even 11, or like 12,000.
go down a little bit, TT. Right. To the low, right above the very bottom. Okay, go to the next higher low. No, go with the trade to the next higher low.
This
I
one.
would the next high that would fit from there to the top.
Mhm.
Now, as we're doing this, why? Because it just broke the high. That's why. So once we understand the why, then what? Fib the move where it came from. If it broke the high, okay, I broke the high, fall back to where that move began. That's right. That's where it broke out, right? But it started right there. Yes, that's where you put the fib, not at the bottom. The bottom's already taken care of. It's the move that broke the high. That's the move you fib. Yeah,
Because this
yeah,
is not enough information.
yeah.
And that's why it's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's the impulse move. And then when it does that, you look to the left to see what it broke and see what it collected. It's a power of 3 and it's a break of an intermediate high. Everything's telling you so. And then the candle just right now, it broke an intermediate low and then it was supposed to go break the high and it fell short. It's another sell confluence. Now you can fill that little area right there and catch a 78. That's how you should be
It
thinking.
looked like it gave us a 78 where it collected that order.
So I'm saying now, even now, you can still probably catch it before it drops off. Fill that little area, try to catch you a little 78 in there before it falls off.
Yeah, these are nice little accessory moves.
Yeah, see, it did it already. And then off of that move, that little internal move, you could probably try to catch a little sniper entry in there.
And you see that confluence of the -61 of the fib, it falls right into your area, or the fib area. The 50, that's 50% you marked up.
That's
Leandra,
why I call it the matrix. You can you can play the buy, you can play the sell. As long as it's in the right spot, you can do something with it.
Leandra, is your mom on the call?
No, she's not.
Tell your mother I said hello.
Okay.
Such a lovely lady.
Okay, stop.
No,
I
like
wonder, sorry, I wonder, Rose is in this. What's Rose's entry? I would like to know, please.
Right.
She's still here, right?
Yeah, but I'm not in NAS. I'm in
US
US.
30, no?
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Rose, we're talking
Y'all
about
had me confused. I'm like, what?
Rose board. Talking
I mean,
about
Rosebud.
Rose board.
Y'all had me confused. I'm like, what? This
I'm
ain't
selling those.
Yeah, where'd you get in? What's your entry?
a rosebud.
Yes.
I got in at 15093.
Rose, how come you didn't tell us you was in us?
How come I didn't tell you?
Yeah.
Because I didn't notice that I got in.
Wait,
Well, I had a limit, so it
Oh.
put me in, and I kind of just like, I don't know. I looked on Friday and I was like, oh, bet I'm up 1%. But I posted a trade idea like I think over a month ago that I've been selling NAS, and it's been the same trade idea, just finally stopped retracing.
well, that's true.
So
'Cause we did.
same
We
thing,
had
different month.
yeah, we had a different on US 30. It was a sell idea posted. It's still good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I was trading it for a competition account. So like the first sell down gave me like 13K.
Dang.
Let me get 2 nickels.
That's the whole year rent. Let's go.
And Rosa, where did you get in on US 30? TT, can we switch over, please?
Mhm.
I just want to hear.
Rosa probably up about 30
Rosa.
grand.
Because she said she's buying, right, Rosa? Miss Rosa. She left the building.
Hold on, here I am. I'm buying,
Where'd you
and
get
I
in?
got in. Hold on.
Rosa up $4 million on y'all.
I'm in at 34,104. But
So you drawn down a little bit.
yeah, but I'm hoping it goes up to
How
that
do you get into
inbound.
34,104? You got in when it was pulling back. So
Yes,
you've been in drawdown for a minute.
yes. But I
Oh.
don't give up. I'm holding
Hey,
on because
yeah,
I
you got, hey,
think it's
Rosa,
going
yeah,
up to
yeah.
the inbound.
Rosa, you're an OG. You're an OG because you've been in a drawdown for about 3 weeks.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh my gosh, this is
listen,
September.
Rosa,
What
you
lot size have you got, Rosa?
yeah, Rosa, you should be like a millionaire because
For real.
you got that iron grip. That's what you need.
That's what I need.
That's an angry for real though.
You
What?
got patience like him. How many? You got some kids and grandkids. That's the patience. Woo. This is September.
Yeah, your patience will pay off, Rosa, because now you're about this week you'll go into profit.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that this week No,
Yeah.
no, we don't hope. That's what it's gonna do. Yes, that's what it's gonna do. 'Cause we don't hope.
Oh my
What
God.
lifestyle you,
Oh,
what kind of
Rosa,
lifestyle
you
you
gotta
got?
trap the price.
Hey, 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 yeah, Rosa, I'm convinced that you rich now because that's crazy.
Yeah.
But Rosa,
What's your lifestyle?
did you put a sale in at all?
Yeah, I mean, I put a sale in and I was catching some of them sales, but I'm not letting my buy go. I'm holding them
Yeah, okay.
because I think that's
That-
eventually where it's gonna
that's
go.
cool. Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah,
So she trapping the price good.
yeah.
That's incredible.
It
So
is.
think of how if you catch a 0.01, think about this. If it, I don't know what people's money look like. If I do it in increments of 100 or 500 or 1,000, I think 500 would be more viable. If you put in a 0.01 and your account has $500 in it, you know, because we're following what's going on in the world, we understand what we're looking at in structure and all that. If we happen to catch one of these low points with $500 in your account and you catch a 0.01, every time it goes down into, let's say, $100 or $200 in the negative, you add another 100 to your account, or 500, whatever those increments are. You already have them prepared, right, in the background. So if I'm doing it in increments of 100, every time it gets to like $50 in the negative, I'm adding another 100, adding another 100. You know, if you understand what I'm getting at, you can protect your account through dollar cost averaging through a trade. So you can keep buffering yourself and you don't have to let your trade go. I don't know why you would even be buying at the top of structure, but you should be doing that at the bottom of structure. And then you start your dollar cost averaging from there. Because
Or
the
OG,
reward,
instead of add, they could just add a sell order. They don't have to add no money.
yeah. I'm because people are having a hard time doing both things. So I figure, okay, if you're having a hard time, then just buffer yourself. You shouldn't be buying at the top of a structure. You should be buying at the bottom. That's how you do this correctly. So once you're able to do that on any pair, you can catch it at the bottom. Yeah. You see how down at the bottom, it came up and then wick down. See, that's your confirmation. That's what you want. That's when you do it right there.
That's your yeah. I mean, that's your
It
entry.
wick right back into it, like we was talking about. Right there. Oh, I don't want to move this up. Right there.
And I promise you, this year, between this year and next year, your entry, whichever one's going to take you to the promised land, it's going to start like this because it's going to pull back. We haven't even began the bull run yet. So we haven't had the first pullback off of the bull push yet. So we have plenty of time to understand what this is and what it looks like and how to get this entry because we are technically on the floor still. In 2 to 5 years, I'm not looking at these prices no more.
I feel like we've been talking about this a lot the last few weeks. You know, like what it looks like as far as the entry. Everybody in here can see that we broke that high that TT just marked out in blue. Everybody sees it. So this pullback gives everybody, whoever's interested, an area, that green area, to look for an entry for it to go long. And that entry right there might be good for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, however long it goes up to where we have it going to what, 30, 34, 9,
35, then
okay, 35.
yeah, quarter level.
Yeah, you see the imbalance over there at 35, that you see that the imbalance in that candle, not that one higher than that.
Above, left to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Yeah.
So if it goes and fills that imbalance, if you
Higher.
can get way down there, it's 1,000-point move almost.
Higher.
And think about it. This is the type of problem people get into. This is going to be the same situation, and Rosa has a little tendency of buying at the top of the structure, right? We're going to fix that. Soon she's not going to make that mistake, and she's going to be in total profit all the time. She knows how to say, hey, I'm entering. So we got that, right? So as this goes up to that first border block, people don't pay attention to the one right above it. So we're trying to catch the first one. Now think about this. It's US 30. This is gonna go bullish. So we know it's gonna break all these structures. So why are you trying to catch the low order block? Catch the higher order block. It's not even a good position because it's a buy in the first place. But if it's gonna fall, don't get caught up in the lower level, get caught up in the upper level. Yeah. And there we go. That's the triple top. If that's the triple top, right? And then the fourth time, it's either going to break it now or it's going to break it on that fourth opportunity. Just like gold. That's what triple tops are. That's it. There's no quadruple top. It's break time at the fourth opportunity is break time.
You said it's inverse.
Yeah, it's inverse head and shoulders.
Inverse.
Same, but it's already a head and shoulder already. It's just
There we
waiting for the next pullback to go
It's time
higher.
to get rich. It's time to get rich, Leandra.
100%.
Okay, everybody set your alerts.
Our psychology is intact.
Make sure, let's see.
But that'll be the third time it's going to 35. And I got the buy at the low and I got the sell at the top. Higher. Retirement.
Retirement. Can we just talk about getting an entry before we talk about retirement?
Can I take that back? We did have a pullback. This is the first pullback. So
yeah, listen, I believe that even if you catch this entry, it's still going to be some people who get out of the trade prematurely. Or they won't manage to trade properly, which is fine because this might be your first time getting in the trade in the right spot. And you know, the management part of trading is probably not talked about enough. But at least we can do is get our entries down pat.
Well, this when it comes into your what OG says about the 0.01 entry, and you know the stacking. Your first entry being the a smaller lot size, and then when you get another pullback, say on another week, then enter a high lot size.
it's layered. Like I'm using a 0.01 as an example. What I do now, instead of 0.01s, it's one lot, it's standard lots. When you get your count to a certain point, it's no longer 0.01. It's just an example. Like as long as you're accurate, it doesn't matter what lot size you use. But to catch a move and be so free that you almost don't even need to use a stop loss, a 0.01 does that for you, right? It lets you know when you're in the right position. And then you can work from there. You can close the trade. I'll probably lose $1, but to $5 max, because I'm just letting that thing be a floater, right? I can put that right at a level, and then it might spike to a level that it's like a crazy level, like, and now I have the move. So I haven't caught one of these yet, but I'm about to. So
Elfie. Hey, Elfie. Who's your broker, Elfie?
My broker, what do you mean? On my live account?
Yeah.
Good question.
Oh,
I'm with Hugo's Way.
what?
do they have minis? Do they have minis with Hugo's Way?
I never checked.
Well, because if they do, then you could take advantage of it with your small account.
No, I need to clear my gold first.
Well, listen, you're not understanding.
Explain.
If you have a mini, if you enter in the mini, it's not the same position sizing as the real deal.
Okay.
You could enter like you can get a penny per move instead of it being $1 per pip or per point.
Okay, so that means if I go to the indices on my list, it should tell me minis too, or what?
Yeah, it should say like when you look for the folder, it should say mini.
Yeah, I had to type mine in.
I only see the regular ones like US 30, UK 100 and
Yeah,
stuff.
see, it should
Have
be
you,
a folder.
have you typed it in, Effie? Mini.
Mini?
Type
Yeah.
in
Mini.
Who do you use, Leandra?
KOT for it.
Okay. I know Osprey has minis. So if you have a less than $100 account, you can trade the mini, and you can take advantage of that move.
Sway
Well,
does.
would I be able to see that on the MT4 app, or do I have to go online? I mean, into the web?
Yeah, the MT4 is where you
Sure.
have all your pairs, right?
Yes.
Ooh,
So
you can even
when you go for your pairs, they have different folders: energy, majors,
Yes.
minors, exotics.
Right.
There should be a folder that says minis, indices, minis, or something like that.
I don't have that.
can even do USD JPY like pit currency minis as well.
I don't have those.
I'll put it in the chat so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I would get me a different broker if they don't have it.
Sway's market that has it, mini lots. Natural.
No, she good. See, she don't like that little stuff. She like the big.
This is what I mean by that. I most of us like the big stuff, but you can take $100. If you're just a US 30 trader, normally you can't participate unless you have a couple $100 in your account. But if you just trade the mini, you can run it up the same way you would run up a regular account. You might get, instead of getting $1 a pip, maybe you just want to do 20 cents a pip or 30 cents a pip until you build your account up, or 40 or 50, whatever the case may be.
Okay, I get it. But I decided to do gold as well as one of those currency pairs because
Gold.
yeah, I don't really trade US 30.
That's cool because gold is fine. Gold is more than fine. It's actually great.
So I want to stick to that because I used to be all over the place trying to
I'm
be.
gonna put this argument out about a move like this. Even if you don't trade it, if it's a grade A setup, are you willing to lose $50? Are you willing to lose $100? Whatever it is that you're willing to lose, if everybody's calling out a play that might be pretty damn good, just say to yourself, how much am I willing to lose? I'm going to put the entry in and I'm going to set up everything the way it's supposed to be. And I'm only willing to lose this much, and then try it. You're going to win because we're promoting wins.
Because we're going to win.
Yeah. So like, I don't know how many times I've called out an entry in someone's face and they don't take the trade. Like, are you serious? Like, are you just going to let me win like that? Like, come on, man. You think I'm in here just running my mouth? Okay.
Mm-mm.
I look at it like this, like people pay for information like this and we're getting it for free. Like, how can I not take your advice?
And not even that, test it out, see if it works. People don't even have enough discipline to even test it out. They don't want to listen to nobody. That's what that's what it boils.
On a demo as well.
Yeah.
Who needs a demo? I'm just kidding.
You serious.
Demo life.
A baller.
Yes, I'm just aggressive.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, it's controlled aggression. Mark is very aggressive,
yeah,
right?
and if it's not control. You're gonna pay you're gonna pay real money for the education, or you can pay demo money. You're gonna pay either way, right? You're gonna pay. So I think Oliver Velez is clear on that. You know, I mean, I said it a couple of times.
Yeah, I just pay my tuition.
There you go. You're
It's
gonna pay.
fine. I'm get some scholarship in the group, and then I pay my tuition,
There you
and
go.
all together we gonna graduate.
That's
Hey,
But I'm tired of paying my tuition now.
hey, some people's education costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
they are vested.
Yeah, just don't quit.
Well, most of it's gonna be scholarship. Some of it's just gonna be paying out of pocket.
Sorry, which scholarship did you get? Is Todd got a scholarship? Is Todd, I
Yeah.
know Todd had a
I
scholarship.
see for it's clearly scholarship. It's all kind of scholarships and grants on here.
I don't know if Todd was giving out scholarships.
Nah, you gotta apply. It's inside the education folder.
Oh, let me check this. I didn't know Todd had a scholarship to buying people popcorn accounts. Let me have a look.
Girl, it's on the it's inside the education folder.
Yeah. But
They got minority scholarship, all kind of scholarships in there.
He is in one of them.
Just gotta apply the information.
Hey, TT, maybe that's a good way to look at it about scholarships and stuff. But
Yeah.
you spend like $60,000 on it, just you got to make sure that that you can still eat.
I'm definitely not paying 60,000. That
Hey, I'm glad you laugh, but
no,
I'm somebody who spent that 60, and look, man, it wasn't like I wasn't told to use a demo, but hard heads and soft behinds, they running packs. So
yeah.
all
I mean, I paid a good amount. I paid enough, but not. You had it. You had $60.
I mean, I had it because I paid it, but nobody wants to spend that type of money to learn a skill when you can learn it for free.
For sure.
Nothing's for free, so you're gonna pay a little bit because all of us are gonna lose anyway. Even after you understand what to do, you're gonna still pay your little tuition. It's gonna happen until you get to a point to where, okay, I paid enough, and now I'm gonna start taking tuition. But my point in it is, there has to be a point to where you as an individual make a stand, and the stand is going to have to be made against yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you versus you in the mirror, because we all see the same trade setups, and we all have to have good psychology when we get in these trades. Some of us want to get in the trade, we want to watch the charts. The charts are designed to tell you to show you what you want to see when you're in the trade. So if you think the trade is turning around, you're going to get out of the trade, and then everybody else is going to celebrate, and you're going to miss the trade opportunity. So the next time you'll be like, you know what, I'm not getting out of the trade. And maybe the next time you should have got out of the trade, but you stayed in it and you got beat up. So now you have wrecked psyche along with a wrecked wallet. That's not a great combination. So when we come together on the weekend and we all point out a move and you mark it up on your chart, hopefully you're marking it up, but a lot of times people don't even mark it up on the chart. And then when the people start cheering, in our little Discord, now you have people running to try to get into the trade, and they get in right in the middle. So the first pullback, they get wrecked again.
I'm sorry.
Then it's an endless cycle. And then next thing you know, that person doesn't show up to the group no more, or they go months without, you don't see them no more. It's because their psychology wasn't great to start with, and then they took a couple of L's, and now you have a situation. We just trying to prevent people from taking the L. These are great.
Hey, Todd,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That explanation nobody puts that in words, bro. Like, I just wanted to point that out, that needs to be put in words. People need to hear that. How people get wrecked like that because they jump into the move. Like, You don't hear people talk about how that happens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as soon as everybody's in the chat, yucking it up, because just like gold, everybody was in there talking about that gold move. The people who weren't a part of that move might have felt a certain type of way. But you gotta learn to stay out. If you're not in there in the beginning, you got to stay out, because the worst thing you can do is jump in a move and then it pulls back. Yeah, you want to
I'm right here, and I wish I don't wish, but it was nice. It was beautiful. I got out right here.
I know I was out of gold. Then about an hour later, Alicia said it's still running. I'm like, man, that's cool. It's gonna run again next week.
And I thought to myself, oh, I should have held till it got to this level.
But I don't think we should ever look at it like that. I think you should set your take profit and be happy when it gets hit. Because this is one thing my dad told me. He said, hey, you're never going to win all the money out of the market. You're never going to catch the very top of the move. You're never going to catch the very bottom. Be happy with catching what you catch. And just trust that next week the market's going to give you another opportunity. If as long as you can look at it like that, you're going to make a lot of money. We catch a lot of pips in this group. I don't think people really appreciate how many pips we catch.
Right?
Catch like at least 2.500. I mean, 250 a week, man, at least. And if you were there Friday, I mean, I think how many pips did gold run that week? I mean, on Friday alone.
400, I think. But no, over that it was like 50 something.
It came from the 75 quarter. Yeah, 75 quarter to the 25 quarter.
Bro, that was a ridiculous move in one day. That was after I caught my 200 some pips on GA. So all I'm saying is, if you set you a take profit or you mark your area up on the chart, it doesn't have to be the same area that I mark up. But when you mark your area and you understand your move with conviction, then you take your trade and you hit your TP, and then you sit your butt on the sideline until the next week. This is how you're going to grow an account. I would lose everything that I have if I try to trade OG's trading plan. I can't trade like OG trade. I can't trade Nuoff's trading style. Nuoff posted 124K profit. I have to be happy with my profit. I have to trade the way I trade. That's the only way that you're going to be a winner in this game. If you holding on until you make your 124K, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, because he had to build up to that level. All right, anywho.
But then we can get this pullback on gold. That's the beauty of it. Look at that bullish order block.
I agree.
Imbalance.
It should be
All that liquidity that needs.
It should be a great pullback on gold.
Look at that. You got a transition over there to the left that gives us a little idea of what's possible here. The left, when it first broke out, yeah, see that pullback right there?
That's in March.
That pullback that it did before it took off all the way.
That's the same thing, but just
it's the same level that's being broken right now.
It did the same thing in terms of it pulled back and then went higher. If you look at where price is now.
But it didn't come all the way back down to the imbalance, but it did come and collect the candle that it just created. About 25 to 50% on the pullback on this daily candle, or whatever month time frame this is. Is it daily?
Daily.
Yeah, get a pullback on the 50 on this candle, minimum. That's what's gonna. Yeah. Right at 1900. 1911, which would be funny because it was 1811 was the low. 1911 will be the low. Fractal. I could catch a 0.01 at 1911 with a stop loss at 1875.
Does
And
everybody
then,
have the trade set
then,
up?
then I can catch 1900 behind that and then put the stop loss at 1875 again. And then I have 201s.
Going long.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
I'll take that L all day.
So you're covering your low,
Yeah.
your stop loss, and then
And I'm using previous structure to tell me that it ain't gonna go down there and collect that order. It's gonna go.
Mhm.
Wait, you're saying, OG, what?
Sorry, TT, can you put the long position on, please?
So when we got the low, because I remember when it came to the low before it went to 2000, it came to 809,
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
2000. So we just revisited that 1809 low. We didn't even hit 1809. We hit 1811. The goal was to hit 1800, and this is the double bottom. We still haven't touched 1800, and it got the hell out of there. So that might be the low. So now, because of the double bottom, the way that it transitioned out the first time, it gave a 50% pullback, 25 to 50% pullback on this candle. So if it did what it did last time, that's going to be down towards 1900. Now I'm thinking 1900. Okay, we're going to expect it to touch 1900. Remember, folks, we're talking about us now. When I first came here and we were going down towards 1900, how hard it was to hit 1900. Now it touches 1910 and then it goes bullish because I lived this life, right? This is living it, right? So,
38. That's
so
the
you get it at
quick time.
1911, you get it at 1911, you can get it at 1909, and you can get it at 1900, all with stop losses at 1875.
So are you saying it's gonna continue bullish from here?
Yeah, because the dollar's about to drop. The dollar didn't hit 107,500. It was supposed to hit it. It's coming up short. So now it's going to head down and it's going to give bullish momentum to the market, might be for 6 months maybe, and then start pulling back again. Because
So,
if this is the bottom, we're about to steamroll through resistance and then come back and give us the first pullback. If this is the floor, this is what we're looking at.
And even if it doesn't, even if the dollar is just pulling back, gold is going to go higher until
Yeah.
dollar stop pulling back. So even if this is a short-term buy, the short-term buy might take us to 1950.
Yeah, 1975.
Yeah, 1975 too. I mean, either all of those are in play.
but since this is a daily order block, we do want to see it pull back first, right? Or not?
Well, remember the dollar was bullish for 12 days straight or 12 weeks straight. We might get 6 weeks of bearishness.
On the dollar.
Like I said, we already have a leg over there that just told us how it transitioned out of here the first time. It didn't go back down there. It only went back on the candle that we're on right now. It did a 25 to 50% retracement on this candle. So this is the deciding factor right here.
And I think at the end of the day, you just have to look at your structure on that lower time frame. So on the 4 hour or on the 15 minute, it's going to break swing highs and swing lows to give you the direction. If you're trading gold, then that's, you need to take your cues from those time frames.
Also, look at that liquidity it needs to break where TT's got her trend line. There's a relatively equal highs for that liquidity. Has it been broken already? I can't really see.
What you said?
What
Right here?
that's buy side liquidity.
No, it hasn't been broken.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
those
no.
fake candles that she has up there.
Yeah, this is like what the previous pattern was like.
Yeah,
TT,
so it's got,
you
it's
like
got
that?
that.
You said zoom out?
As I was saying, it's got that buy side liquidity up there. That needs. Oh, it did take it.
No, this is
Candle did
not,
take
this
it,
is
no?
nothing. This is nothing. This is the top, flat top.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So still got to take that buy side liquidity relatively.
right, right.
And then if you go to this left as well, it's still got more buy side liquidity resting above there.
Yeah, right here.
No, above there.
Oh, above here.
Yeah, that one and the one next to it. Yeah,
Over here.
yeah, the next bridge. Yeah, relatively equal highs. Broken. And then yeah, there's imbalance there. Oh, that was nice. And that's at 2000. Yeah, another quarter level. It's really good.
So we buy till we can't buy no more, like Kim said, after the sale.
Now let's remember what happened last time it was at 1925. We wanted it to touch 1875 and it didn't. It got to 1884 and then it went bullish again because we thought, okay, we didn't think it'd go back to 1900 because we've had such hard times for it to touch 1900. Then it finally gets to 1900, goes through, and it's like, okay, next quarter level down. Then it only gets to 1884 and then goes right back to 1925 up to 1950. And then from 1950, it came down all the way to 1811. That's what the last time we was up at the top. It touched 1950 on the money. And then it came, we're living this now, right? So if this does happen to get to 1900, expect it to go to maybe 1884 again, right? It's not going to go to 1875, 1884 again, right? It's fractal, right? And it's already shown us what it's capable of doing at certain levels. We know that 75 is not getting a lot of respect. We know that 1900 is getting a lot of respect. We know that 1925 is doing what it's supposed to do. 1950 does what it's supposed to do. 1850 does what it's supposed to do. All the quarter levels that do what they're supposed to do are ready to go, right? So you just play it as such. So because we get respect at 1975, see, because that's at the 2000 quarter. Now the 75 quarter around the 2000 level, you're going to get respect. At 1875, not much respect. 1775 by 1750, yeah, you're going to get respect at 1775. At 1725, you're going to get respect. That's around the 1750 quarter. So you're going to get respect at 2000. You're going to get it at 1975 and 2025. That's this respect area right there. That's why I broke down at 1975. And we'll probably get some resistance there when we get there, right? Well, this will probably be the third attempt.
$19.75 breakdown. 1950 breakdown.
And thinking about the difference between 1950 and 1850. 1850 is a midpoint. 1950 is towards a specific quarter level of 2000. Everybody wants gold to be $2,000 an ounce. That's why that number is so special. That's why 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But that's for gold. Other things have different prices, but it's still the same idea, right? When you get to that next level, you should expect a pullback, right? So if you're getting close to that level, the 75 quarter gets more important, right? When you're at 1875, it's not as important. That's why we didn't get any respect there. Shot through it like it wasn't even there. On the way down and on the way up.
Who has questions? Concerns? Now's the time, guys. Okay, if all hearts and minds is clear.
Sorry, hard. What are you trading for next week for your $100 account?
Well, I'm going to look at three pair, EC, GA, and probably GN.
Mhm.
And I'll be looking at the US 30, and I'll be looking at gold. I'm actually trading I'm trading a $500 flip too.
Nice.
Nice.
What does flipping it to?
I took it from 500 to 1500 last week.
Ooh, oh,
500 to 1500.
Yeah.
Last week on GN.
You know, between GA, pretty much GA was the primary driver,
mm.
but you know, GA, gold, oil.
Um,
Do you take the same trays on the 500 as the $100?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, sometimes I might forget on one of them. You know, a brother's a little bit older, so I do forget more. But you know, if you're looking at EC, GC is the same trade as EC pretty much. As oil gets stronger, you can look at those euro and the British pound to tank against the Canadian dollar. I might sneak in a CAD JPY trade if it sells. Thank you for sharing your charts today, TT.
Not a problem.
Hopefully everybody is gaining a little courage on sharing their charts. I think we you know made some major progress as a group this year. We got 2.5 months to close this quarter out and be in a good spot for next quarter. Last time at the end of December, when me and Leandra were looking at the charts, we saw the UJ move.
Mm.
Remember that, Leandra?
Yeah. I remember I was looking at that the other day as well. I was like, wow. And it's done just as expected.
Exactly. So, you know, last year we didn't have as much experience as we will have this year.
Mm.
So all the lessons and all the things that we've seen are just adding to the toolkit. And you know, this might not have been your $1 million year, your $100,000 year. Might not have been your $10,000 year. But you know, as you keep putting the time in and you keep seeing the setups, you're going to have your $10,000 day, your $1 million month. You know, these setups happen over and over. The only difference is your experience level is climbing.
Mm.
You've all traded a war pretty much. Y'all traded the invasion of whoever Russia invaded. I can't
Yeah.
think of that.
Right.
Right, there you go. And now you have this Israeli situation breaking out. We've traded high interest rates. Maybe you weren't trading prior to 2020 when the COVID situation happened. But eventually, we're going to trade the market when the Fed lowers these interest rates, when you just buy the dip. You know, I know y'all heard everybody say buy the dip, but we'll really be buying the dip. So does anybody have any questions? All right, I'll see y'all in the market streets.
I
All right. Peace to the Middle East.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you, TT. Great
you.
sharing. And just can't remember the other person who shared earlier as well. Great work, guys.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Mm.